What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and not to bemoan the fact, but we are in day 2 and there's still issues with PSO2 and the Windows Store. Just last night I posted kind of a guide to help kind of clean up some issues, to really kind of get through the issues that I was experiencing when trying to install, uninstall. It was a whole mess. Anyway, if you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it in the description. You can check it out if it's helpful for you. Several of you have said that it has been helpful. However, there's still others having issues with this game, either getting it installed, getting it to launch properly. And thus, I want to open up this video and talk about that, talk about the concept of Steam, where it is it coming to the rescue, hopefully bring a little bit of levity, a little bit of joy to your day, maybe with a little bit of humor. I'm going to try, we're going to see. It always helps to tell people, I'm going to try to be funny. But first, before we do any of that, I want to show you something. I want to direct people to a setting that has helped me out immensely. And that setting within the game itself is under environmental settings, under screen, and under virtual full screen mode. The reason is, if you guys haven't seen, for some reason closing the game naturally by hitting an X button seems to be causing some issues on PCs. It's what's happened to me. It bit me, and then I couldn't get back into the game. Then I tried to uninstall. That kicked off the whole mess. It could be anecdotal, if that's a word, in and of itself. So just keep in mind that I have switched from windowed to virtual full screen mode, and I've been able to get in and out of the game without a problem. That's not to say that I won't have one in the future, and if I do, I'll be sure to update you on that. I want to give you that. Hopefully this is a good tip. But we're all in this together. I know several people aren't having issues, and it's with that I think it's probably best to start with a little bit of humor, some great memes. Thank you, Zoila, posting these on our Discord as people have been talking, trying to help each other out, solving just freaking computer issues, which honestly makes me go, where is the PS4 version? Where is the Steam version? That would help out a lot. Obviously, the game is incredibly popular. Like, the servers are slammed, and if you're playing in the game, you probably feel that lag that is just hitting it, that obviously wasn't there before the PC release. But let's explore this first one. Obviously, with Thanos, you could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. And I really like this one. Obviously, me waiting to download PSO2, and then Microsoft Store ready to yeet it into deletion. Hopefully that makes you laugh. I really appreciated this. I saw that, and it was fantastic. Obviously, Forbes is reporting on this issue. Turns out they linked to my helpful guide, which is really humbling, so thank you in that regards. Let's talk about y'all's comments, because I think this is an important part of the conversation. I was sitting down to record, or I'm about to actually sit down to record, PSO2 Radio Episode 5 over on Ginger Gaming Radio. Link in the description if you care. But it's going to probably turn into a little bit more of a rant, a little bit deeper dive. And so I want to kind of explore some of the comments that I'm seeing. And I also want to set the context that we all want this game to succeed, and it's so unfortunate when these things go wrong. And unfortunately, it always kind of feels like it happens more and more, especially with these bigger games, these exciting game launches. And I want to do respect to those who are excited and are in. And obviously, I'm not trying to hate on the game or be negative on it in any way. I'm just trying to offer a voice of critique in this regards, something that they could do better in this regards to help ease the frustration that fans and people who really want to dive in are feeling, right? And so, put that in the context that if you're having fun and there's no issues, just note that that's where I'm coming from. Obviously, I want to see this game succeed. I really am not planning on stopping playing, but I know there are people who've hit a wall and they cannot get in, and I totally understand if they're stepping away from playing this game until it's fixed or until it comes to Steam. So Vol White actually brings this, I think, into a perfect summary. Absolutely pathetic. I was so hyped and spent over 6 hours of my day off trying to solve this. And after solving 5 problems, 5 more come up, and I'm not touching this cancer until the game it launches on Steam. Honestly, yeah. Like, at that point, like I said in the video, in that specific video, yeah, it's best to step away. Like if you're troubleshooting PC that much, it's perhaps selling the way. The conspiracy theorist in me is thinking like, how funny would it be if this is just a ploy by Bill Gates to get people to buy more Xboxes? Like it works on Xbox, right now. So that is what it's going to be in that regards. It says, I am Ludwig. Looks like getting this on Xbox paid off. My Microsoft Store app won't even load, and it did 4 hours of troubleshooting. Turns out I need to reinstall Windows just to get it to work. Microsoft is effing incompetent to the point where I wouldn't trust these MFers. I think MFers is a funny word, like the abbreviation, not the word itself, but actually saying MFer, to be able to properly make me a bologna sandwich. And I can never read bologna right. I'm surprised I did it that time without something effing it up and giving me a 3-piece of bread and no meat. Yeah, doing Xbox definitely did pay off. So Yoki says, stuck at downloading Phantasy Star Online 2. Been trying everything on the internet at launch and nothing has yet worked. Fortunately, I guess that means that my guide didn't help them in this case. So then Carl says, not sure if that Raban Pippin comparison to this dumpster fire is fair, as you could easily still play the rest of Final Fantasy XIV. In this case, Carl, you couldn't at the time. Like you could go do something else in the game, so that's fair. And I did say that I was still able to do something within the game itself. This is like a wall before that. It's like Pippin and Raban, coming out of and just sitting on your computer desktop and blocking you from actually clicking install. Maybe that is what's happening. Crossover confirmed with Final Fantasy XIV. Curly Lake says, I'll wait for the Steam release. Wolf says, I've been working for me. It's been working for me. And I don't know, I've completely exited the game and still able to launch it right back up. That's the thing about tech support in any regards. Like, I've worked in it, worked at the front lines, worked on the call desk. I like it when something fails consistently because we can find it that way. When it's a random failure, when it just randomly decides to pick on somebody, it's very difficult. And obviously with computers and PCs, like there's a lot of variables and it's all about reducing the variables. What could Sega in this case, Xbox, Microsoft in this case, do about this? You go look at the store reviews. I think people are rating it 1 star because of the frustration. And then obviously I think there's probably a bandwagoning anytime there's drama, anytime there's kind of the negative. You get that people get excited about being on a team, right? You're either team pro or you're, let's go downvote. I think the reviews can come back. I'm not so concerned about star reviews, but yeah, like when it's failing, I think when it's failing like this, more communication is good. It feels very silent. And I know they've tweeted out since I've obviously made that video and more, but I don't know. I think it's worsened by the fact that this is 8 years, like if you even back to the Final Fantasy XIV reference, look back at, the trailer. How long have I waited for this day, for the one they've called the Warrior of Light? You wait a long damn time, like 8 years. Like we can mark it on a calendar. I think honestly the only real thing going forward is just crack open a beer and just relax, and I'm not telling people who are mad to relax. I'm just trying to say that don't abuse alcohol, but at the same time, sometimes it can really help take the edge off a hard day. I understand that more. I think I relate to my grandfather more through this entire crisis that the world's going through right now than I ever have in my life. And he was an asshole. He was an alcoholic. I've never met him until my wife met him. That's how good my grandfather was. Like my other grandfather, fantastic. I'm sure you're like, what the hell, Brian? So anyway, that's the I guess the beer in me in this regards. Let's move on. Alice Lunastar actually writes, I can't even install it. Phantasy Star Online 2 is currently not available. And then online multiplayer says Xbox requires Xbox Live Gold. It feels like you're kind of in a rock and a hard space. So ultimately this brings me to the question, where is the Steam edition? Back to the meme, you come back to me at last. Steam, I think, would have been a really solid choice. I wouldn't sacrifice crossplay, though. And what I mean by that is that there's an important value in that for the community itself. And sometimes that comes with growing pains, and sometimes it takes time for that to be developed and fixed. And without going full podcast on you right now about these opinions, I want to let you know that if you're pissed, I'm mad, I'm frustrated too. However, thankfully I was able to get it to work. The question comes down to it is that we don't yet know when the Steam version is coming and if the Steam version is coming. It was in the manual, but it's never been officially confirmed. No PS4 has been officially confirmed. No Switch and stuff of that nature. However, if you're going to take any kind of positive side out of this entire, what people call dumpster fire, out of this entire process, note that this shows a massive amount of demand. One, maybe that they even themselves underestimate it. If we're going to be critical of the failures of this, I think, obviously, in a couple days' time, we'll have a better, clearer picture, hopefully better communication. We have to give them a little bit of time, a little bit of grace due to this chaos that's going on in this world. But at the same time, why not a PC beta? So there's things that all I ask from this community here at Ginger Prime is it's okay to be upset. It's okay to say, I'm going to wait till X is fixed. Hopefully you don't let that sour your entire impression of the game. Give them a little bit of grace if you can. If you can't, honestly, go play Minecraft Dungeons. That game is effing incredible. Go play Gears 5. I love that game. It's effing incredible. Go play a Final Fantasy. If there's anything on your back catalog that you've been ignoring, this is a good time to do it. Find something to distract yourself from this, if you can, and that might help just make it better. Because then by the time you come back, you're not coming back already burnt out. And I think that's the critical aspect that hopefully we can take away from this thing. Now, what I'm going to plan to do is pretty much after this, going to go record the podcast and get that up for you guys, so that for those who are playing, I do, apologize. It's going to be a little bit more of this, a little bit more thought out, as best I can, and probably a little bit more beer in me. So it might be more, who knows? We'll see. I've got my outline. I'm going to sit down and record it and then go from there. And so, but it's going to be there for those grinding it out. Whether you're grinding it out on PSO or another thing, if you're checking out that channel, I do appreciate it so much. Y'all's support is just mind-blowing. The fact that we crossed over 9,000 subs just recently is hugely just humbling, to be honest. And so I love you 3,000 times 3. I tweeted that out. You guys are great. And I want, and I will continue to do what I can with this, limited exposure here on the internet to continue to hopefully raise your voices, let you know that you're not alone if it's not working. And if it is, I'm excited for you. I'll be playing on Xbox. I'll be playing when I can get some time, hopefully this weekend as well. And we can hopefully team up and by this weekend have it sorted, but I'll keep you up to date on the status, on what was going on. And as we find fixes, as I'm able to test things out, we'll try to put those together for you as well. If there's anything I can do to help you out in the interim, please let me know. I really appreciate it. And then we'll go from there. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm so sorry. It would be better, obviously, if it was working, and it'd be better if I wasn't making this video. And we could be talking about, and hopefully soon be talking about the successes and the excitement and the future of this franchise, rather than it's, out the gate shooting itself in the foot, Microsoft Store issues. So with that, I just do want to say thanks to Zex for hitting that join button, being a member here at the Ginger Prime, being a Soul Dragon as well. And thank you for all who has subbed here. Thank you for subbing over at Ginger Gaming Radio. And if you've also subbed at Work to Game, seriously, this community is phenomenal and your support is just mind-blowing. So humbled, like I said, love your faces, love you very much. Hope you guys have a better day. And talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcast and long-form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.